you've had today. It doesn't have to be a big thing like you closed on a deal of $50,000 or whatever. It could be a small win. Would anyone like to share? Another way of defining a win is doing something that you found uncomfortable in your business, because when we're out of our comfort zone, then we're growing. So put a one in the chat if you did something today that you felt uncomfortable. And I'll start with the one. Diane's an appointment tonight, so she asked me to step in. So I'll be leading the meeting tonight. So nobody else had any wins, huh? No wins today. I don't believe that. I mean, if that's true, then we need to practice climbing out of that boat, right? Becoming uncomfortable, walking on the water. All right, maybe can everybody hear me? Can you put one in the chat if you can hear me? Do a mic check.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. We can hear you.
We go. Thank you, Cody.
Look, we got a lot of ones there.
That's good. I think it's my British accent, Cody. What do you think?
I don't know. I think everybody. So what it is normally people are just nervous. They don't want somebody else to go first, and then it's called. There's an old economist. His name was John Maynard Keynes, and he came up with a concept called priming the pump. You know what I mean? It takes money to make money. Yeah. So people always get going and have questions after other people have questions and want to share, and they've shared. So I'll share a win. You know, getting out of my comfort zone. It's just networking and talking with people that I don't already know. You know what I mean? Going to an event, going somewhere, not overlooking or not stepping over anyone. Everybody is important. The question that I ask myself with everybody that I meet, strangers or new, or people I've already known, is, are you the one? Are you the one? Are you the one that this is going to be the decision, the conversation that changes the trajectory of my life, where it changes everything and it unlocks this and makes this happen? Because if you think back, that's what happens in our lives. We're just one conversation, just one conversation, one reach out, one phone call away from changing our lives. So that's I'll share that as a win, is I'm extremely introverted. You may not be able to tell it. I'm extremely introverted. I would just prefer to be to myself. But I just,
that's me.
When the opportunity presents itself, just talk to somebody, reach out and have that conversation with somebody. And I did that a couple times today when I was uncomfortable and didn't want to do it. And
well, thank you, Cody. I appreciate you sharing. Yeah, that's excellent. And yeah, excellent. I guess my uncomfortable was using a new script today. We developed as a team a new script, and using that new script, because you sound like a beginner again, So that's one little thing I did. But we keep improving 1% each day. That's all we need. I mean, look at the end of the year, we make a massive improvement. And I'm shy too, Cody. I used to not even have my camera on, I thought, I don't need a camera on. Who wants to see my ugly mug, right? I mean, this tatty beard and old man on the screen. Who needs to see that, But anyway. Yep. So Cody and I have shared our wins. Anybody else like to share a win? I'll sort of pick on you. Thank you all for coming. So many familiar faces. That really encourages my heart, to see people consistently turning up. That's a big plus in any business like this, is consistency and persistency. Does anyone have any questions from any of the calls they had today? Chung is smiling. I want to pick on Chung.
Wait, what was the question?
Did you have any questions about any of the calls you had today you'd like to discuss?
I had a call today. He was an investor and he was trying to unload all his properties. at one point I felt like he was just throwing it all at me. So I was like, oh, let me just take a look at the ones you gave me first before, because he wants to sell his whole property. So I'm like, in that situation, what should I be doing?
Just getting the information from the address that came up and concentrate on that one property. Typically, what happens is we want to buy, one property, and we'll buy the others as well, but that's later down the road. So, yeah, it's too much if they got 100 properties. You'll be there all day and night, right? Trying to get all the details, and that's not the point. Yeah. The point is to establish a relationship, and once we know they've got lots of properties to sell, we can take care of that further down the road. So concentrate on building that relationship, getting the details of at least one property to pass on to the next step. All right.
Understand. Thank you.
Yeah. Good question. I used to wonder about that as well. I'm gonna get down 30 houses to me all day.
I had to stop him after he went to the 5th one, and he was about to give me an address. I was like, wait, let me just focus on the other ones you just gave me.
Yeah.
I had to stop him.
Yeah, because you're gonna get muddled up anyway, right?
Yeah,
I mean, different addresses and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dan, I'm taking over Dan's call tonight. She's usually here, but so what she likes to do is do some calibrations. So do May or somebody have any calls that we can listen to or calibrate?
Yes, we do have calls from Amaru. If you want to, since he is one of our newest team member.
Yeah, he's not here though. Do you have another one from somebody who's here, and then we'll come back to him if he joins the call? Oh,
He's
he
here.
is here. He is
Yeah,
here.
he just joined.
Yes, very good. Yes, let's play that one then.
Okay, just let me share my screen. Sorry, my sound.
Hello?
Hey, Ian, this is Amar with the Home Buyers Network. I was calling about your property.
Yes.
We're real estate investors, and I just wanted to see if you have possibly considered possibly selling.
800,000 and you can have it.
You are? Oh, okay, perfect. Well, what can you tell me about this property, sir?
No, you calling me. I figured that you know about it. That's why you want it. But if not, forget it. I don't have anything to say or nothing to show.
Oh, no. No, not like to show me, but like, what can you tell me about it? Like,
No,
for
you
example,
got to know about it. I'm not selling. You called me to ask me if I want to sell it. I say yes, if I can get 800,000. That's it.
800,000.
Story.
800,000.
How much
Okay.
you want to pay? You tell me how much you want to pay.
Oh, well, that number sounds okay. But do you think that number could be negotiable?
Anything is negotiable in real estate. So you tell me how much you want to pay. I told you what I want.
Well, about the house, as I said, well, I I I I I have a view of it just on Google Maps. That's all I have. But would you describe it as a new house? Is it
I have no
big?
look. Don't waste my time, sir. You
Okay.
call me, and I don't want to sell. So I'm not answering any questions. If you want it, you give me an offer, and then that's it. But I'm
Okay.
not discussing it. All
Perfect,
right.
sir. I'm gonna put you in the interested to sell list, and the proper people is going to reach you.
No, I
The
don't.
property
If they want to
specialist.
call me with an offer, yeah, they can call. Just with an offer, not
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
already.
The property specialist are gonna call you with an
Okay.
offer. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Have a nice day.
All right. You have a good day. Thank you.
Goodbye.
All right, Amaru, let's hear your feedback on yourself. What did you think?
I think that's the call that I told you about last Thursday when the client was interested, but I think it's the last call when I prior to the be in control advice, and but the client was interested but wasn't willing to share that much. Well, I mean, I tried to stick to the script as much as I could, but he wasn't giving in. And I was like, oh, okay. So I thought during the phone call, as long as he is interested to sell, I think it's a good phone call, I guess. And then I wrapped it.
Mm.
I wrapped it up.
Couple
So
of things. Yeah.
the feedback will be the same I gave myself because it's before the advice of being in control. Like
Mm.
keep on training with being in control during the calls.
Yes, yes. Did you practice the script 10 times before you got on the phone call? Did you practice?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yes. Okay, good. Very good. And when he gave you a price, did you have Zillow on your screen where you could see whether that was a realistic price or not? Did you bring it up?
Right now I don't remember, but in that moment I remember I clicked on the Zillow, but I do remember that it in the information it didn't say that it was for sale. So that was weird. So I'm guessing that's why my brain discarded the information up until today.
Mm. With Zillow, if you scroll down, it'll give you a neighborhood range, and sometimes you can respond to, well, we don't know when he came up with his price and he kept pressing you for your price. You can say, well, I don't, there's a number of things I need to ask you to determine that. So could you tell me the condition of the property? Right now, if he continues to press, sometimes we can give him the neighborhood is showing this. Well, so what's got you thinking about selling for this, Or you could ask him, do you think it would appraise for that price, Those are a number of responses you could make. It was really, I felt that it needed a stronger acknowledgement of what he was saying for him not to get too hot under the collar. So make sure that you're acknowledging what they're saying, and then you can move on to the next thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any feedback on that?
Well, I know your intro. It sounded really good. It sounds like you're getting better in the intro. Just keep practicing. The only thing that I would do is, just like Graham said, the first thing I do when someone throws a number at me is I pull up Zillow. As soon as they say a number, I pull up Zillow. That's because sometimes when they throw a crazy number, they're really not even interested in selling. They're just trying to see if something sticks. So he even said that he wasn't interested. He was like, "That's why I gave you the number that I gave you." That's what he said. So sometimes you got to watch out. I would definitely pull up Zillow because once you see Zillow and you see a number that doesn't even come close to what it says on Zillow, they might be lying. They're really not interested in selling. So that would be a good tip is to always open up Zillow. That's the first thing I do. Even when, like, if they say they have another property, first thing you want to do as well, ask for the address. Once they ask for the address, put it on Google, look it up. That way, at least you'll know what the actual numbers are, and you won't be trying to guess. So, but yeah, you're doing good. You're coming along. So it's all practice. So good job.
Thank you,
Thank
Jose,
you.
for that. Yeah. Let's have some couple more feedbacks. Jay, what do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I guess it's when he asked for when the seller mentioned about his asking price, as Jose mentioned, Zillow will actually always help it'll actually gauge their interest, and you will actually know the that if their asking price makes sense. But sometimes even Zillow, it's not always right, because even Zillow says that it's above or below the market value. Sometimes seller are just testing you if as to if we're really motivated, or we're really interested in selling, because well, a lot of times I was able to encounter with some sellers that even though their asking price is ridiculous, and then when we try to have like an appointment and schedule the visit, we were most of the time we were able to lower down their asking price. But it depends though on the level of motivation of the seller. But yeah, Zillow always helps. Um, so try um, bear this in mind also, Amaru, that Zillow is just like a tool that will help you check the estimated value of the property. It's not always that you will see on Zillow that it'll say that the property is listed or something. So even you have to understand that we are most of the time we're targeting those off market properties. We're not really looking for those that are listed, but well, it depends if the price is there's still a wiggle room on that their asking price. But yeah, Zillow helps.
Very good, Jay. Yes, and just just to state as well, nothing's right out there, but Zillow brings you within range. Because here's the truth: the prices are shifting all the time. The market's shifting all the time. There might be something dramatic news, for example. I mean, Iran shooting missiles at Israel might spook the market, and suddenly things change, So, but it gives us an idea. Like, for example, today I had a guy said, "Yeah, if you give me 2.3 million," and then I looked at Zillow and it was 230,000. Well, I knew he wasn't serious, So that gives you an idea, Nothing in the world can make that much difference, right? Overnight. So, yeah. Anybody, any other thoughts? These are good thoughts and good feedback.
I have one tip though for Amaru.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead.
yeah. Hey, Amaru, if you're not aware yet, we have actually an easier way for you to search the property for sale when a call comes in our dialer. So, as long as that lead is selling the property on file. So, I'm not sure if you're aware, but I can show it to you. Are you
Yeah,
aware? Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead and show us.
Yeah, sure. So when a call in, as you can see here, there's a tab here that says Zillow. You can just simply click it and then click the logo, and it will route you directly to the Zillow page that will tell you the information about the property, as long as this is the property that is for sale. If it's not, then you really need to manually pull it up. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's one thing that we usually use when we receive a call and then try to get the Zillow price directly, just for us to determine if that lead is really giving us a reasonable price or not.
Hey, can you bring that back up? Because I
Yeah,
want to point something out.
yeah, sure.
Okay, so everybody notice under home value here, about halfway down, we've got this estimate range. That's what you would say to them. Well, I'm seeing the neighborhood range, and you would probably put it down to 210. So you would say the neighborhood range is 210, and I would make it a little bit higher to 280. So what makes you think is worth 500,000? That's what you would say to him. And then they'll say, "Oh, well, I've renovated it," and say, "Did you get an appraisal on it, or do you think it will appraise for 500,000?" And that's kind of a way of answering back. Thank you, May.
Sure.
So, yeah, all right, it's a good tool. In other words, yeah. Does that help, Amaro? Got some good feedback.
Yeah, it is. It's like I actually wanted to comment on another call. I think it was from Friday or Thursday, and there was this guy. I checked on Zillow after he hung up, and it was like I don't know what adjective to use, but and I also checked the location on Google Maps because there's an option. I actually check the Google Maps uh, more often than Zillow because most of my calls are either no's or prank calls, but that's another story. Um, I mean, people prank me, not that I prank them. And this guy was like, "There's no way you can pay my house. It's impossible. No way," he was saying. And I was, "Oh, but I'm sure if you give us a number, maybe we could meet ends." And he repeated the same line. And so I checked on Google Maps, and it was around Long Island and near a country club, a golf club, country club. Like, okay, so maybe it's a wealthy people neighborhood. I don't know, and that's why it's so unpayable. I thought, but yeah. So I had that.
Very good. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, and keep turning out, keep practicing. You're going to definitely get better. Any other burning feedback before we move to the next one?
Quick question. I don't have. Oh, by the way, I haven't been in the phone, but I would like to commend Amaro for, since we listened to some of his calls since I came last week, and yeah, he's getting better, and he might, really, what do you call this, practice the script. And I was just curious because most of his calls, I was like, when he got a call and the seller is responding to Amaru, he's like, he's like assuming that, oh, you're interested, I will put you on our interested list. Is that something that we have to say if ever I will be on the phone
Yeah, we
to
try
have
and
them put onto the interested list?
yeah, we follow the script as much as possible, and if there's a clear motivation, and then that they are serious about selling, then we would mark it interested.
Okay.
That's very important because really, if they're not interested, or here's a different way of putting it. We want to find sellers who need to sell rather than just want to sell. So something's happening in their lives, that they have to sell the property. Okay, something's changed, something big has happened. Might be marriage, might be good things like marriage or having a baby and things like that. Some negative things or like probate, divorce, pre-foreclosure, loss of job, health, things like that. So we're looking for sellers who need to sell for one reason or another like that. If the seller just wants to move, they just want a bigger house, or they just see a better neighborhood, and they don't have to sell. There's
Yeah.
nothing pressing them to sell. So, but usually those don't work out for us as investors. So, but also a way. Some people will sell the house for gain, but usually that's not a fit for us still, So we have to be a solution for somebody. Yeah.
Okay.
Good question. Yeah. All right. Do we have another call to
I think
calibrate? Go ahead.
before we move on, I think may have been that was May with that question, correct? I think
Nikki.
her question was. I think her question. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm driving, so I don't see everybody popping up. I think she said, "Do we have to tell them that we're putting them in the interested list?" And
Yeah.
we don't do that. No, we don't do that. So
No.
we just put them there. We don't tell them that. We don't. There's no need to say that. In fact,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
not a good idea to say that. Yeah. So
Yeah,
don't
because
say
I
that.
was just curious because on the script, if I remember that, after we think or we feel like they are interested, we will transfer or put them to or we will hand them over to our property specialist. So I was just curious if we really have to say that we will put them on the interested list.
No, we don't.
No,
But
don't
thank
say
you,
that.
Cody. Yeah, thank you, Cody, for bringing that
Okay.
up. Yeah, we don't reveal anything that what we do behind the scenes. We don't need to do that. We're customer facing, so we don't need to tell them anything about us or our company or how we do things or what we're going to do, other than that we're interested in helping them, and we'll get back to them. Our property specialists, you're quite right, Nikki. We'll contact
Okay.
them. Yeah,
Thank you.
that's good questions. I like that, Nikki. I like that because we want your questions. We want to be able to help you and help you understand what's going on. So that was a good question. Yeah. All right. Shall we move on to another one? LB, yeah, a different one.
Got
A
it.
different
So the call
person.
will be from Guillermo. Let me know
Okay.
if you can hear it. Oh wait, sorry. Share my audio for.
Hello. Hello. Hey, this is Guillermo with the Home Buyers Network. I was calling about your property. If you have to consider possibly selling.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a few people and no one ever gets back to me. So what do you got for me?
Okay, so first of all, so like I was telling you before, what can you tell me a little bit about your place? Do you have a price in mind?
I do.
Okay, what would be your price in mind that for the property?
So right now, it's put on the market spot
I'm sorry, how much? It's breaking up a little bit.
250,000.
250,000, and that's what you're asking for, correct?
Yeah, well, I mean, an offer. I'll
Okay,
consider all offers.
and just to make sure, it's 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, right? 1,000 square feet.
No, it is. What address? What city?
Juliet.
Yep. So it's a 2-flat. It's 6 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
Okay.
It's a 3,000 square feet, almost 3,000.
Feet. Okay, if you were going to rate your property from 1 to 10, 10 being brand new, what would you rate it?
Probably like a 7.
A 7. Okay. And is someone living at the property right now?
Yeah, it's rented out, full floor.
And when do the contract end? So how?
They're
I
on.
mean,
They started January 1st of this year, and they'll end December 31st.
Okay. And how fast you would like to sell the property? I mean, if we actually come to an agreement, do you think they can move right away, or do we have to wait until the contract is over?
You want them out of the property?
Well, it all depends. It all depends. Like I'm telling you. So it all depends on what you would like to do. So if you want to sell, and then they would like to move, or sometimes I don't know if they. I mean, the property specialists will be the ones that actually make the offer, and will be the ones that tell you if they can stay in the property, or we will meet them out.
Yeah. So you're not actually making me an offer, correct?
As of right now, no. Like I said, I'm just gathering all the information to give it to my property specialists. They're the ones that are going to run the numbers for you, and then they will give you an offer.
Okay. How did you, why did you pick my property?
Well, we're buying properties all over the U.S.
Sure. But how did you get lists or why? I get a call like this every couple of weeks. So I'm trying to figure out why people call me, but they ask me a bunch of questions about my property. I don't ever hear from. I'm wondering what search criteria do you have that I'm full of?
Well, like I said, we're buying properties all over the U.S. and sometimes we call in different areas to see if they might be interested in selling before they actually put them up for sale. Okay. And we actually saw your property on Zillow, and that's why we were giving you a call to see if you might be interested in selling.
Sure. Okay. So what questions do you have?
No, that's about it, Mr. Rowland. So, so you said that the contract ends on December of this year, December 31st.
Yeah.
And
But I'd like to, if you found someone to make me an offer, I'd like to be able to talk to the rent time all the time. They've been in the property. One guy's been in there for 10 years. The other guy's been in there for 6. So I'd like to give them the option to stay or to get out of their contract if they'd like.
No worries. Like I said, our property. I'm writing all these notes right now. Now, how much do they pay?
They're both paying $1,100.
Okay.
But the rents are the below market value. You can get about $2,800 for both a month.
Okay. All right. So let's see, what else do we need? So that's about it. And now, quick question, last question. What would be a reason for you to sell?
I want to start flipping properties.
Okay, got it. All right.
I
Not a problem.
want to allocate that money into other real estate investments.
Got it. All right, not a problem, Mr. Roland. So, like I said, my property specialist will give you a call in a couple of days, and hopefully we can come as close as possible to what you're asking for. Okay?
Yep. Just tell them, make me an offer, and we can start from there.
Got it. Not a problem, sir. It was great talking to you, and I hope you have a great day. Okay? Thanks a lot for your
All
help.
right. Goodbye.
All right.
All right,
Okay,
great, William. Yeah.
what do you guys think I did?
No, well, William, give yourself feedback first. So what did you think? What did you do well, and what do you think you could have done a little bit better?
Well, I think I did better than the other calls I did before. I think I tried to gather all the information that I was supposed to. And because in the other calls, I think I missed some of the things that I was supposed to actually gather. And other than that, like I said, I think I did better than the other calls I had.
Yeah. Well, what do you think you could have done better?
Well, sometimes I mumble a little bit when they ask for something, so I think I gotta fix that also. Start doing like stuff like that. I don't know if it's okay also to say it, or I mean, I just do it without thinking. So, but I think I can. I mean, I have to fix that to sound more confident.
Yeah. There's at one point in the call I noticed he started asking the questions. We had to be aware of that. It wasn't a disaster. It was nice because he was actually an investor, and he had this property. He was considering so he gets a lot of calls on this, and he wants to do fix and flips. So towards the end of the call, I definitely would have told him, well, we're investors. Maybe we can work together. Maybe we can help you find some properties to flip. And we come across them all the time. You could have told them about homedispo.com. He could have done a profile, and then he'd be in our network, and that would be a good thing. Yeah. Yeah. We had some Irish. You had some feedback. Would you like to explain what you put in the chat?
Oh, this is with regards to what Nikki asked earlier. It's about when when the agent tells the seller that they don't say it in verbatim. They rather tell them that the infos that the agent gathered from them will be forwarded to our property specialist, and then they will be the one who will give them a call back.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Irish. Appreciate it. Yeah. Anybody else? Any more feedback? I'd like to hear from maybe Marcy. Do you have any thoughts on this one?
I'll go real quick, Graham.
Okay, go ahead, GJ.
Good call. I couldn't hear the first part. It was I had volume issues on my side, so I couldn't hear it real well. The parts I did hear, when he was asking about the tenants, guys, when they ever ask about the tenants, it just says it just depends on the situation. We don't say yes or no if the tenants are going to stay, because we don't know till we get to that point in the situation. Depends if we're going to keep it, or if someone else we're giving this property to will keep it. So we just say we're not sure what's going to happen with the tenants. They may be able to stay, may not. It just depends on the situation. Always try to control the conversation. There's a lot of times, Guillermo, when you're going through the conversation, you have a pause, and that gives them time to ask a question. You want to keep, if they ask a question, feel free to answer it, but make sure you redirect right afterwards. So, for example, when he asks you, how do you get my information? You just say something nature of, we usually gather that information from public records and Zillow. And then, can you tell me a little bit more about the property? Just redirect right into a different question, just keep rolling through your the 4 pillars. Other than that, that was about it. Like I said, the main thing is just try to control it a little more, Guillermo. You just kind of pause a few times where he was able to ask more questions instead of just rolling through the conversation. Other than that, sounded really good, man. You're doing good.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for the feedback. I will take it in consideration.
Yeah. Always be promoting the tools that we have as well, because that draws them in, Is everyone aware of Home Dispo? So if we're talking to a realtor or an investor like this, then mention Home Dispo. Is where they can create a free profile about themselves. And if they have a buy box, which this guy obviously does because he wants to fix and flip, right? So it'd be a good tool for him to use.
Yeah, I think the new guys need to have probably a Zoom about the investors, because I don't think they went through the investors like we did.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be good to do a Zoom with the investor script.
That'd be a very good idea, Jose. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
Guillermo.
On that,
Go ahead, Cody.
go ahead, Jose.
Guillermo,
go ahead,
you
brother.
did a good call, brother. The only thing I would do is just stay on the script, because once you ask, like whenever you asked about when is the contract in, and he started asking you questions about the tenants, I seen you kind of froze there. So, stick to the script, because once you ask questions that are not in the script, you might get stuck on a question, and it brings up doubts. So I would definitely just, simple questions, practice the questions, because that's what I did. But yeah, just ask the questions that are on the script. It'll get a lot easier.
Got it. Thanks a lot. Yeah, since it was the first time that I got a call with someone with tenants, that's why I froze, because I didn't know what to ask at that point. And then I just read the script after he actually started telling me about the tenants.
Yeah, it's simple.
But
Once they say that they have tenants, just ask, well, how much does rent go for in the area? You don't want to ask them, you don't want to ask them how much do your tenants pay. Just let them know, like, how much does rent go for in the area. And once they tell you,
got it.
it goes for 1,200 or whatever, we then move on. Once they do that, just move on to the next question. It gets easy. But good job. You did a good job.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. So some of Jose's feedback was kind of getting into lead manager feedback, which is great. Guillermo, on that call, I'm going to give you an ABC. There's always be closing, always be curious. Don't always be closing. Don't do that one. Always be curious. Always build credibility. So in this call, he gave you a couple of opportunities. We always, whenever somebody says something, it's, be it an objection, or they make a statement about something. This man said, "Hey, how did you get my number? Like how did you decide to call me? Like you said this, you called me. I get calls every couple of weeks. I get calls from people. They ask me a bunch of questions about the property, and I never hear back." And he said, he's like, "So you're not about to give me an offer, right? You're not going to give me an offer." And you're like, "No." Those are opportunities for us to build credibility. So always build credibility. At those moments when he says, "Hey, I get a lot of calls from people every couple of weeks. They ask a bunch of questions about the property and never call me back. Hey, sounds like you're getting calls from a lot of knuckleheads asking about about your property and never calling you back. That's not us. You know, no, I'm not giving you an offer on this call. However, that's a great question about the offer. That's step 4 of this, 4-step process, of how we do our business. We don't call people, get a bunch of info and never call them back. Give this information. That's when you can say, give this information to the property specialist, and we will possibly get in touch with you about possible next steps. So that builds credibility when you say, "Hey, that's not us," right? We don't do that because he's worried about it because he's getting a bunch of calls. So we need to differentiate ourselves from everybody else that's calling him every couple weeks. And you do that by steering into his objection, steering into and acknowledging whatever it is that he's saying. It also said, he said he wants to do fix and flip. So like Graham said, we always want to be prepared to pivot and get into that investor conversation. Jose mentioned that too. Let's see. Sounds like you're getting a lot of calls from knuckleheads. Yeah. So when he says, "Hey, you guys aren't giving me an offer," make sure you tell him again, a credibility builder is, "Hey, if you're serious about selling, we're serious about buying." Okay. The last critique I'll give you is, "Hey, you said we buy properties all over the country." People don't want to hear that. They don't care about us being a big multinational business or whatever. We buy all over the country. They want to know that we buy locally. So we buy local.
The
Right? So you said
recording
we buy
has
national, we
stopped.
buy properties all over the country. Just tell, "Hey, we buy local. We're looking for our next fix and flip in the neighborhood, or we're looking for our next buy and hold in the neighborhood." That builds us credibility with them, and it'll go a long way in building rapport with the seller like that. And everybody else will give you feedback already on the pivot to investor, and make sure we get that info. And good job.
Got
Thank
it.
you,
Thanks a lot.
Cody. Yeah, that's good. We got 15 minutes. What I would like to do is, first of all, demo another pivot that we can come across on the calls. So I'm not going to say what that is. I'm going to have TJ call me, and we're going to demo it, and then we'll have maybe 1 or 2, depending on the time, of just practicing a pivot. So TJ, you call me.
Okay, I didn't have my headphones on. I didn't have my headphones on for a minute there, Graham. What are we doing? I'm sorry.
You're just calling me.
Okay.
And I'm going to demonstrate another pivot that we need to be ready for. And then we're going to do a little bit of role play. So we're demoing this. I'm not going to tell you what that pivot is. So
That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we're just doing a cold call role play. Got it. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Graham. My name is TJ. I was calling about your property on Main Street. I was just seeing if you might be interested in selling that property.
Yeah, I'm considering selling it. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the property?
Well, I'm a realtor, so I don't need your services.
Oh, that's amazing. So have you already listed it by chance?
Not yet. We're just getting it ready.
Oh, okay. So what kind of time frame were you thinking about getting it on the market?
Probably within the next few weeks.
Okay. Well, we might be able to save you a little time. We do buy properties on, market value. So did you kind of have an idea what you're thinking about selling it for?
Well, as I say, I don't need your services. I'm a realtor. So I'll
Right.
be
I totally get it. I
yeah.
just thought I might be able to save you a little bit of time instead of putting it on the list and showing your house. We might be able to give you an offer that works for you. So that was just like, like I said, I'm just wanting to throw that idea to you. If you want to put it on the market, I totally understand. Okay.
Yeah,
I
we
get
don't, I don't, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we
Okay.
need your services
Tag me
like
in.
yeah, go
Tag me
ahead.
in.
Go do-
TJ, tag me in.
Yeah,
Cody.
So, oh hey, so you've listed your property already? You're a real estate agent? We
I'm a
love
real
working with
estate agent.
realtors. Awesome, awesome. So you don't need our help selling your property at all.
Right.
Hey, do you ever come across any ugly houses where people think people want way too much for their property or anything like that, or anything
Yeah,
like
I
investor properties?
do. I do. I've got a few now, Cody. Yeah, would you be interested in those?
Yeah, absolutely. We would. We love working with realtors, and that would be absolutely wonderful. What do you got?
And, yeah, I've got a couple. I'll send to you if you like. You can take a look.
Yeah, excellent. Actually, you could send it to me. I'm on this group of real estate investors that we work with. We have a website called homedispo.com. I have a profile up there. My email's on there. I can give it to you too. You could send them there. You could also.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. Very good. So Cody, you got it. All right. TJ, you didn't get it. I was hoping you was, but that's okay. That demonstrated the right and the wrong, so that's perfect for this. So, now, what did Cody do that TJ didn't? Because it rose my hackles with TJ. I'm a realtor. I'm a realtor. You're telling me I can't sell my own house? I mean, yeah. So, what did Cody do that TJ didn't? I always have to pick on people.
Don't everybody go at once.
Can you hear me? This is Bahagu.
Bagu, yes, go ahead.
Yes.
All right, I'm cooking, so you probably hear fans and stuff. But what I noticed was he pivoted and said, "Oh, we love working with realtors. Do you have any ugly houses that you come by?" And he pivoted that way so that.
Correct. Yes, very good. Yes. Okay. So we're not going to insult a realtor by saying that we'll buy and save him all this trouble and blah blah blah. I mean, that doesn't work with the realtor, right? He's going to get the best price for it, and he doesn't want to sell it cheap to no investor. I mean, that's how it is. He doesn't mind selling. If the realtor has investment properties, it's a different thing. But his own house, there's no way, Jose. All right, so we have to pivot. At least that's how I feel. I know a lot of realtors feel like that too. So, and they'll just hang up on you usually. So important that we pivot. Okay. For those of you who don't know, I've been a realtor a long time. I did retire my license last year, but I've been a realtor since 2005. So yeah, it's important that we pivot and ask him about the listings and establish a lifetime relationship with that realtor, especially if he does have investment properties that he lists. It could be a gold mine. It could be the one contact that you look for the rest of your life, that you need for the rest of your life. A bit like Jamil Damji, right? I mean, he has a realtor in his pocket. So who would like to role play that and see if they can pivot? Okay.
I want to.
Okay. Go ahead, Jose. Mhm.
Okay. So who I'm gonna role play with?
Me.
With you? Okay, cool. Ring ring.
Hello?
Hello, Graham.
Yes, who's this?
Hey Graham, this is Jose with again, this is Jose with the Home Buyers Network. I was just calling about your property at 123 Main Street. I was just wondering if you would consider possibly selling.
I am considering selling. I mean, how did you get my number?
Oh, well, actually, we just got it from public records. We are just buying properties in the area. So you told me you want to sell the property. So can you tell me a little about it?
Well, I'm a real estate agent, so I don't really need your services.
Oh, really? Awesome. Hey, I love working with real estate agents all the time. Again, I mean, it's not about that property. I'm sure that you can be, pretty capable of selling it. So, but you came across any fixed offers recently? So maybe we can connect an opportunity down the road.
I'm sorry. Can you rephrase that? You broke up a little.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just saying that if you wouldn't mind to refer me like pocket listings or fixed offers. We are investors, so we are looking to buy always either cash or creative.
Well, I do have a couple right now. I could send you the addresses. Could make me an offer. That'd be good.
Oh, sounds good. Are these on the market or off the market?
Very good, Jose. Yeah. All right. So that's another example of pivoting. Yeah. Another. We got a couple room for a couple more. What do you think of that? How did you? You could be a little bit more smooth. One of the things I noticed, Jose, there are lots of gaps where you're letting me in. So very much like we teach with any cold call, you just make it smooth, get it all out. Get your all. Don't pause.
Yeah.
So try not to pause and get to the meat of on the bone, as it were.
Okay. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Thank you, Graham.
All right. All right. Who else? Virginia, would you like to have a go? Yeah. All right. Let's look for smooth. Is your mic on? I can't hear you. All right. Try mic test.
Graham, why don't you go to someone else and then let Virginia mess with her technical difficulties at the moment?
Sure. Yeah. I practiced with Jay the other day. Let's see how you're doing, Jay. I'm gonna go as far as we can, huh? If you remember that. Let's see how you've been practicing.
Yeah, sure. Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey, Graham, it's Jay. I was actually calling about your property on 103 Main Street. I'm with an investor, and we're just checking if you'd be interested in selling your property.
Okay, are you a realtor?
Oh, well, we love working with realtors. In fact,
No. Are you a realtor, sir? Are
sorry.
you a realtor? Are you a real estate agent?
Oh, no, I'm actually an investor. I'm with an investor, and we
Okay.
usually look for houses or actively calling homeowners in the area. We've been actively buying as well in the area.
Okay.
Yeah, were you considering selling the property?
Yeah, well, if I did want to sell it, I'd sell it myself.
I see. Are you a realtor?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay, well, great. We actually love working with realtors. In fact, as mentioned, we're investors. Do you have any listings that an investor would be interested in?
Actually, I do have a couple right now. Yes.
Great. Well, we're actually looking for those types of sellers that are needing to sell, not those types of sellers that are just wanting to sell.
Yeah. These two are they're definitely fix and flips. They're actually the cut jobs really. You need to, do everything to them. So do you have any fix and flippers in your network that could do this?
Yeah, we actually do. As mentioned, we're a group of investors. So definitely we have a lot of networks, or we have someone on our network that will be interested in getting that.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll send you the addresses, and you can send me an LOI, which is a letter of intent, and we can go from there. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
awesome.
All right. Have a good day. Yeah. All right. So give yourself some feedback there.
I was actually not hearing you clearly when you asked if I'm a realtor. I thought you were asking, "Oh, I'm a realtor," or you were saying, "Oh, I'm a realtor."
I know. I kind of threw you there, didn't I? Turned it upside down. So it's important to active listening and be
No,
very
I thought
careful.
I had my headset plugged in, but when I checked, it was on my speaker.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But good. Yeah, you got there, the pivot.
Yeah.
So, if you come across any realtors on your cold calling, pivot immediately. As they'll just hang up. In real life, they hang up if they get any nonsense. They haven't got time to waste.
Yeah, yeah.
They're on the phone all the time. They hate, knuckleheads, as they call them. And any sign of a knucklehead, they'll just hang up. So you don't want that. Because as I say, you could strike
Yeah.
gold. If there's an investor, and we've seen that tonight, or a realtor, you could hit gold and have a relationship that will put money in your pocket for the rest of your life. It can do that, just that. I don't
Yeah.
know what Jamil wouldn't be what he is today without that realtor relationship. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he would get progress, but he wouldn't be what he is today without that. So bear that in mind. Just a few minutes left. I know Diane likes to pick on newbies and you dance or sing or tell a joke. Does anyone who hasn't done that yet on the call, would you like to do that? Or we'll just close a minute or two early, or if you have any questions.
I wanted to ask you about, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Virginia, we'll catch you next time. Go ahead, Amaru.
No, thank you, Mr. Norris. I wanted to ask you, Mr. How can we use the Home Depot webpage that you share? Because I've been looking at it during the session, and every time
That's a good
I click
question.
on things, it loads like a blank image.
Okay.
It doesn't show.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have a session and show you how to use it. You need to create an account. It's free. So yeah, maybe it wasn't loading for you too well, but create an account and then you put in all the details about yourself, what you're looking for in real estate and so on. It's a good idea to create a profile for yourself, and you see how it works, and then you can recommend it to any investors or realtors on the phone that you come across. And if they do, then you're creating that relationship with them.
Okay, I thought it was like some kind of database of realtors that we could check out. Thanks. So,
Yeah.
no.
Good question. All right. Any other questions? Oh, well, thank you all for coming and consistently. Think about how I started the call with being uncomfortable. Deliberately do something tomorrow that takes courage, right? Do something you haven't done before. Maybe it's shooting a video of yourself, put it on social media. If you have never done that, that's kind of a big step forward. Try doing something that you feel uncomfortable doing, that you know you should do, and you're avoiding it. That's usually an area of growth too for your business. So congratulations. I look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow. Is there anything else we should mention, Cody or TJ? Have I missed anything? Nope. All right. Good night, everybody. Sleep
Hello.
well.
Hello.
Hello.
This is
Manuel.
Manuel Becerra. I couldn't get in because that I didn't have the link. Is that possible for you to send me the link of the Zoom for every day?
This
Yeah,
meeting is
just
being
simply,
recorded.
simply go onto our REI blueprint. Are you a member of the blueprint? Let me put that in.
I
You go-
was in the Zoom the other day, but for some reason I got a link that it didn't work.
Okay. Well, if you go to our Facebook group and then click on the events tab, you can click on upcoming events. If you go click on that link now, you'll see it today at 8:30. You click on that and then see more. The link is under see more. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Good question. All right. Good night, everyone. We'll see you
Night.
tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
Bye.